What's up, what's up? The name is Andre. I'm back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to expose one of the many lies out there in the world. So, the lie I'm exposing today is the myth that men who are not the top 10% are invisible to women. So I need to expose that lie. You know, that what people think is real. Okay. Now, it's true that women fuck with the top 10% of men. You know, that's how it's set up on purpose by the world system. But the rest of the men are not invisible to the woman. The woman just choose not to acknowledge those men. Yeah, it's that simple. So men out there who's telling other men that any man who's not the top 10% is invisible is lying. That's from a lie, you know. He may not be intentionally aware of it himself, but yeah, that's from a lie. Because women, you gotta understand something. Women get energy from male attention. Yeah, or just male acknowledgement. So, even if you're the average Jew, they may not be attracted to you sexually, but they still want you to obsess over them, you know, to look at them. Woman, there's not any man that's invisible to a woman, you know, since we're their, you know, energy fuel. So understand that women are not innocent. You know, stop giving them some kind of leverage out there, you know, saying that lie that they only see the top 10%. They want to have sex with the top 10%. But the rest of the men, they know that those men are looking at them, and that's good enough for them. Exactly. So anyway, yeah, there's no male is invisible to a woman, you know, who need us as their fuel to give them constant attention. They need male in every category, whether to fuck or to be emotional, you know, tampon, or to be, you know, to be emotional, you know, or to just use to fix things, or just use for foodie dates, you know, to take them on dates, you know, just use them for food, free food. You know, I'm just saying they use a male for anything, or they will use a male. They need a man to, they need to lose their men to chase them, so they'll be, look, I have these creepy men chasing me. You know, I'm just keeping it real. Men give females some kind of energy, regardless if it's positive or negative. So anyway, so the myth that we're invisible, yeah, the ones who aren't Chad and Tyrones are invisible to women is a lie. Because women aren't innocent. They know we're there. They just choose not to acknowledge us. Just be aware of that, men out there. Women out there know that we exist. They just don't want to acknowledge us. They want to give it to Tyrone, Chad, you know, all the top percent of men. Yeah. So it's not just the top 10% of men thing. They want every man to acknowledge them. Yeah. Even those who aren't Tyrone and Chad, as long as you have Riz, you know, a woman will sleep with you, but then some of us don't want women to sleep with us. That's just how it is. Like with me, man, I have a, you know, my attractiveness level. Like I said, it's up. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to it. I never really cared whether I was liked or whether I was hated. I just didn't want to be involved with someone, you know, who's on a government contract, you know, who can be you know, used to steal my stuff. That's all I'm saying. That's why I never fell for it. That's why I never got serious with any woman. So. Because I see what they do to men constantly, basically, on a regular basis. But anyway, to put it short, oh yeah, like I said, I have Riz. I can get with women. I just simply choose not to. I don't get into any serious relationships, you know. I know I'm handsome, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't know if I'm a Chad or Tyrone. That's all I can say. I never really cared to compare myself to other men, so. But I've seen, yeah, many women had a crush on me, and there are women who didn't like me. It goes both ways, that's all I can say. There are women who, you know, who found me revolting, you know, because I refused to cut my beard, you know, which I wish I couldn't be more prouder. I love it. Oh yeah. Then there are women who were sexually attracted to me. There are women who just wanted to sleep with me, you know, by itself, you know, no serious relationship, just they wanted me to fuck them. That's it. And then there are women who wanted to have a serious relationship with me, you know, to settle down. But I said no to both because, you know, I'm not chasing women in today's time period. You know, we live in an age where women are just, you gotta understand. The governments of the world system are our enemy, and you know the people that currently rule the world system are our enemies to the average man. Yeah, they're enemies to the average man, and the women are basically the wardens of the world system. Yeah, they're basically the jailers, who's in charge of, you know, being a trap to men, basically. So anyway, so to put it short, the myth of women that the rest of the men are invisible to them is a lie. Because you're literally giving women some kind of power when you say that. You're giving them, by feeding into a lie, you're giving them some kind of, you know, power or validation, or as if they have something men don't have. That Yeah, yeah. Like as if they're capable of not knowing that a man exists. That's not true because that would indicate that they don't need men for energy, which they do. So because they need men for energy for fuel, they know every man exists because we're literally their energy source. It doesn't matter if we're the top percent or average or everything in between. We're literally, their energy source. So it's impossible for them not to notice a man. So yeah, because we're their energy fuel. So when they say when they say that the low percentage there is invisible to women, like women that don't see those men, they're lying. They do see those men. They need they prefer men to acknowledge them even if they don't give them a time of day. So I'm just keeping it real, guys out there. I want you to be aware of this. Stop acting like women is actually capable of not seeing men. Stop acting that lie doesn't exist. Okay, that's a lie from the world system. It's just a myth that men are invisible to women. That when a woman's not attracted to men, he's automatically invisible. That's not true. That's just they're only pretending not to see those men. You gotta understand that. Yeah, yeah. But either way, do not feed a woman's self worth. Stop giving them free male attention, no matter what status you're on. Whew, I understand that the top percent of men want to use men for a woman for sex, and the top 10%. Okay, keep going. You keep doing what you're doing. Just keep playing them. They're like, because women aren't worthy of male energy, free male attention. Yeah, but I understand a lot of men like to have sex. So those men who want to have sex constantly, go ahead, keep playing, keep taking advantage of the woman, because given the chance, those women would take advantage and betray men. I mean, it's this way all the time since the beginning of time. This is why those men are players anyway, because those men know that those women will betray men given the chance. I mean, they've always been that way. While we men have honor, like we literally will be loyal. But anyway, because Chad and Tyrone's, the truth be told, they only get serious with women who are worthy. Yeah, if they get into a serious relationship, it's only with a woman who's worthy, who's not like the other woman. So, which is most likely it won't happen unless she's raised that way by her dad to respect men and to not be influenced by social media or the world system, which lies a lot. So. Oh yeah, which trains them to disrespect men. So, but anyway, as I was saying, every man knows a man is there, even the ones they don't desire. So, men out there, I say this: stop giving them validation. Stop giving them the energy that you desire them, or you want them to see you. When they actually see you, they just choose not to acknowledge you. So anyway, by feeding into a lie that I gotta get her to see me, you're giving her energy by doing that. Like I said, you gotta understand, women are not men. That's right. So. Only men can ignore someone completely, and even their energy signature. Women don't have that. Women have to. Women are the ego self incarnate, the ego part of the man incarnate. So they have to be acknowledged by male, otherwise they'll feel like they're dying. But yeah, of course, as long as as long as a female get male attention somewhere, it will sustain her, even if it's just one male attention. If there's not any male attention, this is why they die. That's what kills them. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, I want to make a video about that, okay? The myth of we're invisible. Nope. Okay, like I said, that implies that women have their own kind of value that men don't have. No. Women, like I said before, women only have the value that men give them. So, of course, they know that the lowest men are there. They just choose not to acknowledge them. And those lowest men, stop begging for their attention. Stop chasing them. You're giving them, unnecessary energy. Basically, you're giving them energy that they don't deserve. You're not supposed to be giving them free male attention. So understand your place. Understand it's a blessing in disguise that those women ignore you. Then you're spared from their uncontrolled evil. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, it's not as glamorous as you think it is or you imagine it. Women that truly care about men don't exist. Those are just fairy tales, Disney fairy tales, all that stuff. Just be aware of that. Women were literally created to be controlled by men. So outside of that, this is why they become unbalanced. And a female that cares by herself just doesn't exist. There has to be consequence in order for a female to be well behaved. Understand that. Females are meant to be controlled. There's no equal treatment with men. Only men are supposed to treat each other equally, while females are to be controlled, because females don't have the same awareness level as men. They're not created to be another man. They're created to be a female, fully controlled. So anyway, that's what I want to say in this video. Yes. So what if you're invisible to women? Think of that as a blessing. Yeah, trust me, it is a blessing, because we are the ones who don't need them. Yep, I'm here to expose all the lies that culture tried to throw on us. Social media tried to throw on people. a lot of stuff, like, and knowing the reality of the genders and what the genders really are, both male and female, you know. But anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. A woman not knowing men exist is a myth, it's a lie, and they know we're there, you know. But men, a lot of men out there, a lot of them actually believe that they're invisible to women. Stop it. No, you're not, because they need us for energy, you know. Whether you're a winner or a loser or everything in between, they need us for energy, fuel, no matter what position of that we give that energy from. So stop it. Stop saying that you're invisible to women. You're not. And by you wanting them to acknowledge you, you know, or, you know, to give you a chance, you're giving them male attention for free, which you're not supposed to do. We're not supposed to give them their value for free. Understand that. So, yep. Why do you think so many women are egotistic, uncontrollable, based on controlled ego? Why do you think they're so spoiled, so rotten, so unbalanced? Because yeah, I mean, not me, but a lot of men out there give them free, as a gender, I should say, a lot of men give them free male attention, which is not meant to be. So stop giving them free male attention, because they're supposed to be that. They're supposed to earn that shit. That's all I'm saying. They're not worthy of male attention for free. They're supposed to earn that. Understand that? So, men out there, please, man, wake up. Stop feeding into the lie that you're invisible to them. No, they know you're there. They just refuse to give you the same treatment they give Chad and Tyrone. So, understand that, man, okay? Please, man, stop it with the lie. And spread this message to other men and to the next generation. Stop this lie at its core. Like, stop it from being spread, okay? So anyway, that's the end of this video, so peace.